Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Today, we're diving into some major political and legal stories that are shaking up the headlines. You won't want to miss what we have in store, so let's get right into it. Melania Trump, the former First Lady of the United States, has remained largely absent from the political spotlight since the conclusion of her husband Donald Trump's presidency. Unlike many of her predecessors, who maintained significant public visibility during and after their White House tenure, Melania has mostly kept a low profile. However, this absence has not shielded her from controversies, some of which have become the subject of legal battles. Recently, Melania has found herself at the center of two lawsuits, one directly involving her and the other indirectly connected to her through a highly publicized meme coin debacle. These legal matters not only highlight Melania's position in the public eye, but also reflect the larger societal issues of freedom of speech, media influence, and the commodification of public figures. In this analysis, we will delve into the lawsuits, their implications for Melania Trump, and the broader impact they have on the public's perception of her. Before examining the lawsuits, it is essential to understand Melania Trump's position as the First Lady and her public image. From the beginning of Donald Trump's campaign for president, Melania was not an overtly political figure. She maintained a reserved and somewhat distant approach to the public and media. This contrasted with the more active roles played by other First Ladies in U.S. history, such as Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton, who had highly visible and involved roles in their husbands' administrations. Throughout Donald Trump's presidency, Melania's public appearances were sporadic. She focused on her personal initiatives, most notably her Be Best campaign, which aimed to address issues like cyberbullying and opioid addiction. However, her efforts were often overshadowed by the more controversial aspects of her husband's presidency, and many of her actions appeared disconnected from the broader political discourse. As a result, she was frequently seen as a passive figure in the White House, an image that became even more pronounced after Trump left office. Her tendency to stay out of the limelight, coupled with her occasional public gaffes and unfiltered statements, has created a mixed public image. On one hand, some admire her for maintaining a sense of privacy and distance from the political circus. On the other hand, others have criticized her for seeming to avoid taking a stand on key issues, leaving her legacy as First Lady in a state of ambiguity. The first major legal issue involving Melania Trump centers around a lawsuit filed by author Michael Wolff. Wolff, known for his critical portrayal of the Trump family in his book Fire and Fury, has long been a target of Donald Trump's ire. The latest round of legal drama began when Wolff made suggestions about Melania's potential ties to Jeffrey Epstein, the financier and convicted sex offender. While Wolff did not present these suggestions as facts, his speculative comments about Melania's involvement with Epstein generated significant backlash. In response to Wolff's claims, Melania Trump's lawyer, Alejandro Breto, issued a public threat of legal action, warning Wolff of a potential $1 billion lawsuit unless he retracted his statements. The legal team argued that Wolff's suggestions were damaging to Melania's reputation and could not go unchallenged. This move, however, was met with swift legal pushback. Wolff, invoking New York's strong anti-SLAPP strategic lawsuit against public participation laws, countered with a lawsuit of his own, accusing Melania of attempting to stifle his First Amendment rights. The key issue here revolves around the balance between protecting one's reputation and the right to free speech. Wolff's lawsuit argues that Melania's legal threats were not only intended to shut down public discussion about the Epstein matter, but also to silence legitimate inquiry into the Trump family's associations with Epstein. Wolff claims that these threats created a chilling effect, preventing other journalists and authors from exploring the story in a meaningful way. This case is significant because it touches on broader concerns about freedom of speech in the context of high-profile public figures. The use of legal threats to silence criticism or speculation is a practice that many see as a dangerous precedent, particularly in an era where the media plays such a vital role in holding power to account. For Melania Trump, the lawsuit underscores the challenges she faces as part of one of the most scrutinized families in modern American history. While Melania Trump is directly involved in the first lawsuit, the second case is one that does not name her as a defendant, but still directly impacts her. The case involves a lawsuit filed by investors against the creators of a cryptocurrency meme coin branded with Melania Trump's name. The coin, which was launched as a novelty item, initially saw a surge in value but ultimately collapsed, losing more than 95% of its value. The investors claim that the creators of the coin, Benjamin Chow and Hayden Davis, orchestrated a pump and dump scheme, artificially inflating the coin's value before cashing out, leaving investors with worthless assets. Although Melania Trump is not named in the lawsuit, her involvement with the coin as a branding figure was central to the scheme. The investors allege that her name was used as a marketing tool to boost the coin's popularity and drive up its value, at which point the creators sold off their holdings, leaving the investors holding the bag. While Melania was not directly involved in the creation or promotion of the coin, her association with it raised ethical questions about the commercialization of political figures and their names. The failure of the Melania Trump meme coin is emblematic of the dangers of celebrity-driven investment schemes. These pump and dump schemes often prey on the public's attachment to high-profile figures, offering quick profits for early investors while leaving others with significant losses. For Melania, this episode is a reminder of the risks associated with lending one's name to such ventures, even if she did not actively participate in the creation of the coin. The legal issues surrounding Melania Trump highlight several important ethical and legal questions. First, the lawsuit involving Michael Wolff underscores the tension between protecting one's reputation and the need to safeguard freedom of speech. The threat of a billion-dollar lawsuit against an author for speculating about a public figure's associations with a notorious criminal raises important questions about the limits of defamation laws and the ability of public figures to silence criticism through legal means. On the other hand, the lawsuit involving the Melania meme coin exposes the ethical concerns surrounding the commercialization of public figures. While Melania may not have been directly involved in the fraudulent activities surrounding the coin, her name was used to market the product, creating a situation in which her public persona was exploited for profit. This case highlights the potential consequences of associating with speculative financial ventures and the moral responsibility of public figures when their names are used for commercial gain. Together, these lawsuits paint a picture of a public figure caught between the desire for privacy and the pressures of being a commodity in the world of politics and media. Melania Trump's involvement in these legal matters, whether directly or indirectly, reflects the challenges faced by high-profile individuals who must navigate both the legal system and the court of public opinion. Beyond the legal ramifications, these lawsuits also shed light on broader cultural and political issues. The legal battle with Michael Wolff touches on the issue of free speech and the role of the media in holding public figures accountable. In an age where media personalities, journalists, and authors can influence public opinion, the legal threat of silencing them can have a chilling effect on investigative journalism. It raises the question of whether powerful figures, like Melania and her husband, are attempting to suppress critical reporting by using their legal resources to intimidate the media. The Melania meme coin controversy, on the other hand, highlights the commercialization of political figures and their names. As more celebrities and public figures lend their identities to products and investments, questions arise about the ethical implications of such endorsements. While Melania's involvement in the coin was likely a passive one, it illustrates the risks of celebrity endorsement in an age of financial speculation and digital currencies. For investors who were lured by the promise of quick profits, the collapse of the coin serves as a harsh reminder of the volatility of such investments and the importance of caution. Melania Trump remains a figure shrouded in both intrigue and controversy. As the First Lady, she maintained a low profile, but since leaving the White House, she has been caught up in legal battles and public scandals that have tarnished her image. The lawsuits involving Michael Wolff and the Melania meme coin reveal the complexities of her public life and the challenges she faces as a member of one of the most polarizing families in modern American politics. Whether defending her reputation in court or navigating the fallout from a failed investment, Melania's legal troubles highlight the precarious nature of celebrity and power. As the Trump family continues to dominate the political landscape, Melania's place within that sphere remains uncertain. She may not seek the spotlight, but as long as her name is linked to high-profile controversies and legal battles, she will remain a figure of public interest and potential scrutiny.